episode, most sponsored RC drivers are slightly RC physiqued out
Do I get a 50% ride on food?
immediately.
Fat boys are back.
Look, Jeff's here.
Yeah, I don't. For those 4 people that are here all the time, this is Jeff's brother, Geoff, spelled with a G. He's a little fatter. Yeah, he's a little fatter. Jeff's twin. He's been off the show, apparently just eating at whatever Canadian McDonald's.
I will admit some of the beverage may have something to do.
Jesus Christ. They say the camera adds 20, but so does food.
I ordered a new camera that makes me skinnier.
Yeah.
You've been skinny all your life, Charlie.
Good thing we're not in 4K this week, because it scares some of the people away.
I bought a camera that's higher def.
Me too. I'm in 4K.
But
we broadcast at 720. Brian Taft already misses Pete, and we've only been on 30 seconds. We replaced Pete with Jeff. Not anything other than Pete spent his entire day doing this.
I think Pete's avoiding me. I haven't done a show with Pete in months.
Pete and Jeff are the same person. They just one wears a wig, and that's why they're never on the show at the same time anymore.
That seems reasonable.
Well, right, yeah. Me and Pete
look how many people miss Pete.
They missed their Peter. We got fancy graphics this week because I kept remembering that. We used to have some graphics at the bottom that used to say something while faces were here. And I couldn't find it. Jeff, aside from eating, has put up some more pictures. He's used his printer to good measure.
No, those are original boxes that I have had since I started collecting vintage about 15 years ago. And I had this
framed them.
I wouldn't. That was my plan forever, was to cut them up and frame them.
Yeah, he can't make the show because he's got to sit there and cut a box for 4 hours.
and I sat on them for over a decade, and I thought I had the one Striker hung up that many people made fun of. Still awesome car. And then I thought I would do it. I still have more boxes too. I'm going to start. I have so many pictures that are in storage or on the floor, and empty walls everywhere. It's stupid.
That is high level nerding that you cut some boxes up.
Yeah, listen, I don't need to.
I like it.
Play with toy cars for a living all my life. So, yeah, I like the nerd.
You should see his porno room. Yeah, Jeff's a bachelor now. He's got the bathroom with just all pornos on the wall.
There's a bar like that in town I went to.
Yeah.
I have an Xbox in my downstairs bathroom and a Punisher skull painted on the wall. Not as good as porn, but
only in Canada.
An Xbox in the bathroom. That's a new one.
We got a very terrible show that will waste at least an hour of all your lives today. Thank you.
I brought an extra beer just in case it runs long.
And I did set up Super Chat, so in the future you guys can pay to do dumb things like be on the show, but it's expensive.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
YouTube has like a Super Chat option where you can let people pay like a tip and they get stuff.
Just a tip.
Just a tip. Today we're talking about something that probably 90% of you guys are sponsored.
Thanks, Kurt. Yeah, that's what's stupid about sponsorship. But anyways, yeah. Is that what we're opening up with?
Well, that's the show. So yeah, we're going to open with that, probably somewhat end with it. So if you needed a game plan, we got one.
Here, I'll predict the show. 3 dudes complaining how terrible sponsorship is for the industry.
I thought about this.
I'm trying to polish this turd a little bit. I like a silver lining.
No, but it is. It's a problem. It has become a problem.
Let's talk about, we're going to do some definitions first, because I thought about this when I came up with the show, because it's tied into Joe's, he's not really part of it, whatever the Mayako subscription program they're doing, which they released the thing. We can watch the video together.
I'm excited for you to explain what the hell that is to me, because I can
explain it.
Okay, good. Later.
I'm going to be honest with you, and he admitted this. It was kind of my idea. We drank a beer, and I told him an idea for something, and they kind of ran with it, apparently. I'm not to that point, though. So I don't know if anybody wants to Google, I'm not going to do it if they want to post a comment in there. What would be Google sponsorship or something like that? What is the definition?
Oh, like Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Here, I can type, dude. Sponsorship in Google and see what it says.
If you're good enough to sell someone else's product, they'll put their sticker on you.
First one that says a position of being a sponsor. That's not.
Yeah,
it.
that's helpful. Yeah.
No. And then everything else is how to. Here we go. Wikipedia says sponsorship is something or someone is the act of supporting an event, activity, person, or organization financially or through provision of product or services. The individual or group that provides the support similar to a benefactor is known as a sponsor. I should be sponsored.
Well, I mean, the sponsor
Bad
is giving
Google term.
sponsorship. So, I mean, that's kind of part of it. So in the definition of being sponsored, it's basically just help from someone, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Mutually beneficial help, yeah.
Give 'em stuff.
No, it doesn't say mutually beneficial, does it?
It does
But
not.
it is supposed to be.
Not by definition.
Okay, maybe not. That would be my definition. If it's not mutually beneficial, why would both parties want to do it?
There's more. It says sponsorship is a cash and or in-kind fee paid to a property, typically in sports, arts, entertainment, or causes, in return for access to the exploitable commercial potential associated with that property. While the sponsoree, property being sponsored, may be nonprofit, unlike philanthropy, sponsorship is done with the expectation of a commercial return. While sponsorship can deliver increased awareness, brand building, and propensity to purchase, it is different from advertising. Unlike advertising, sponsorship cannot communicate specific product attributes, nor can it stand alone as sponsorship requires support elements.
Oh,
Whoever's idea was
like first line.
Yeah.
I haven't read out loud in a long time. I tell you, I started sweating a little bit there because I
Your reading was great, but the content was boring.
So there's two things. So sponsorship is getting something. So one definition one says no return. Definition two says they're doing it to get something.
The
back.
driver gets a bunch of free crap and free travel and free entry, and then the team, the company.
So I got to clarify something. You weren't letting me get to the step two.
Right.
So being sponsored is basically getting something from a company. Let's say, like when I was good at racing and I was the fast guy at the track, someone would give me something because I was the fast guy, and then that would hopefully make people run what I run because I was fast, right? That's a simple definition. I'm going to give you a motor and hope that someone buys my motor. Simple, right?
Yeah. You get a free motor. There's your benefit. You sell more motors for the company. That's their benefit.
Right. And then even back in the day when sponsorship was a little bit more exclusive,
It was a lot more legit. Yeah.
Well,
it was,
again, we're not the full definitions.
right. We don't want to blow our load.
You have local. You have different levels of sponsorship. So we know that there's a 50% level, of 70%, and 80%. You can't give everybody everything because then there's no dream to go up the ladder to be faster, right? If everybody
also can't give them everything because they won't sell enough. They're not good enough to sell enough to turn a return on the investment they made for the driver. This is just math in the end.
Thanks, Stretch.
There's no math. The math and marketing are somewhat fuzzy.
Whether you can do the math or not is not important. It's math. You have to make more money from giving the free shit away.
Right. Or you're trying to invest in your company to make a name to make money in the future. But yes.
Well, yeah, it's hard to allocate the value of but anyways, yeah, go on.
You just made me spill my.
I didn't make you do anything. Whatever that drink.
Somebody made a comment. This is not Truly or White Claw. I don't know if you know I'm sponsored by Topo Chico. This show is now brought to you by Topo Chico.
Oh.
And then now they make it a seltzer. So I tried their hard cider. It's not that great. The water's better.
It's hard seltzer or hard cider?
This is a seltzer. You know, like all the girls drink.
That's good.
Well, we were talking about losing weight earlier, so yeah, that's good for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Did you put your purse under your desk while you drank it?
Yeah, it's in my vajayjay. So back to sponsorship. So you're getting somewhat of return. You could argue if it's supposed to be whatever, right? So if you're starting out, you give out more stuff than you make. That's how it works. What happened in RC is that we confused sponsorship with a factory driver.
Nobody confused anything. It's a business model.
Well,
There's no
I mean,
confusion.
we used to say that a sponsor driver was a factory driver, and a factory driver's job is to travel the country to promote their product. The local guy isn't a factory driver; he's just a sponsor driver, right?
This is semantics, though.
A factory, you can't pay it. Well, yeah.
Well, factory's a good name and a good term to use, but that's just semantics. In the past, there was A teams, B teams, C teams. A team would get full travel, often a paycheck, all the free shit they want. They were in the magazine.
Guys like Travis and Mesqua, they would get a daily allowance for how much partying they could do. And if you didn't spend your daily allowance on food, you could buy everybody beers at the hotel afterwards. That's how Peanut got famous, isn't it?
So listen, so back in the day, we had the Peanuts and all the
away from
big names were your A team drivers that got paid and travel and all this free stuff. And your B team driver that maybe got a bit of travel.
So there's levels of sponsorship.
Yeah, but the levels used to stop back in the day. We used to stop at a certain level.
I don't think that's true.
Well, no, because I do remember even Robinson Racing in my oval days in the early 90s when my buddy picked up a 50% ride. But the big teams didn't really dabble in this 50% sponsorship for everyone thing 20, 30 years ago. It is to say 20 years ago is relatively new, but it wasn't a thing back in the day.
Well, there's a couple reasons. One, there wasn't the internet to make it easier to get stuff. Two, you had a kind of a captured audience of hobby shops. You didn't have, you can get parts everywhere online. So now you have that, and you have much more competition.
It was very regional back in the day.
It was very regional, but you had,
a bunch of local
when you race something, you really, most of the time we only had two choices, right? Two?
For what?
Most of the classes.
Oh, you're talking like the brands. Oh, yeah. It used to be 2 or 3 rivalries. Now, I mean, we were at a couple of worlds where there was 8 different chassis in the main, which was unheard of back in the day as well.
So now it's much more competition. And to be quite honest with you, if I started a company now, I would do everybody's my buddy.
Well, you have to. But if some guy's taking steroids in a bike race, then everyone else has to take them as well. It doesn't mean it's okay. It's still a shitty deal. But yeah, if everyone's doing something that has broken the system, you have to join that shitty system.
If they're out there making contracted customers, then you have to make contracted customers as well.
That guy, what he said. That's it. It's as simple as that. It's an
unfortunate downfall of a very niche industry where the hobby shops in a lot of areas or a lot of tracks, they don't have the facilities to support the amount of nerding that has to happen for these guys. And when they
I don't even know if I agree with that.
What's happening in these races, they want that. So there's this crazy crossover where sponsorship suddenly becomes this picture of you're supposed to be helping people run this product better, but in the end, you're a subscription customer, so to speak.
Yeah. Whoever came up with the brilliant idea was smart. There was no evolution. Someone decided, hey, look, I can sign up a customer for life, and he'll wear a shirt and tell everyone how great my product is.
It was the accountant at some product company somewhere that we realized they were making more money from their sponsorship program than they were from a lot of other things. Like, we should increase this.
If you talk about the economics of RC, about how it's sold from discount to retail to wholesale, they're basically selling it to their own customers at wholesale prices, right? I mean, that's a
little bit higher than that. But yeah,
they're making more money than they would selling it to be able to be sold. And this is true of everywhere. Everybody wants to be a direct sale. That's the way you're going to make the most money, because you don't have to pay someone else to sell it. Also
remember something that's really, really important in this industry, and probably many others, but especially in this industry. Retail means nothing in this industry. Nobody sells anything at retail. When you get a sponsorship, you get your discount off of retail. So a 20, 30, or 40% discount off retail, when you compare it to, say, another big retailer, it sometimes isn't as big of a discount anyways. When they release an MP23 that retails for $11.99, it sells for $7.99.
That was one of the big things I told a lot of racers coming up is like, get to know your local racetrack, your shop. Whatever discount they give you is probably going to be better than whatever brand you're going to get, and you're going to have access to their distribution chain, not just whatever that brand is. So you can
So here, and not only that I mean, I have a diatribe about that. I'm glad you brought that up, Charlie, and maybe you still have a diatribe to do.
What?
I have to mute Jeff if you ever want to talk. I don't remember.
Hobby shop sponsorship is underrated, and in my opinion, one of the best things that this industry can embrace from a mutually beneficial standpoint. You're local, you get to do what Charlie said. You can run Lowe's associated. You can run any brand you want. You're not tied to a brand other than what the hobby shop carries. The discount, if they give it to you at cost, if the hobby shop gives you to you at cost, or cost plus 5 or cost plus 10%, it's equivalent to whatever 40% deal you'd get direct from the manufacturer off of retail. You're supporting the hobby shop. They're not making much money or any money off of you specifically, but you're now going to the local racetrack with their T-shirt on, and you're sending them back to the hobby shop. So the sales are still going through the hobby shop. If you're running a brand that turns out to not be the one that year, you can switch. I had a small time sponsor from Rossi. We got free engines through a distributor, not through Rossi direct, and we weren't competitive on a certain year, and we had to go buy Nova Rossi's in that particular year. That's harder to do when someone's giving you free stuff or when you're signed on to a certain brand. There's a huge number of benefits to a local hobby shop sponsor where it is actually mutually beneficial and it doesn't attack the distribution channels that we're used to.
So you think your hobby shops should just sponsor everybody and therefore?
No, I didn't say that at all. But I think that if you were to take your fastest one or two guys locally, and we all know that there's one or two superstars, and give them a full ride, a full cost, maybe even lose a tiny bit of money as a hobby shop, and then your next 2 or 3 guys give them 20% off, and another, you build a small team of 5 or 6 guys. If you only have 5 or 6 customers and you just gave sponsorships to all of them, you're not a hobby shop anyways. You're not going to make it anyways.
The only thing I don't like about that is
you can sponsor a small team.
You can't base it off of results in many situations. Some of the
not only results, no.
Some of the worst racers are the best for the hobby because they know the most things about getting people good, and they just suck at driving or whatever, but they're good at all the other things. So there's a little bit of balance there. There's a bunch of guys.
But that's a conversation of how you would fill your team, not what the design of the team would be. Yeah, nobody wants the fastest guy that smashes the radio when he crashes.
Yeah, they do.
You also don't want the slowest guy who's the friendliest. You want to find it.
Sometimes you want both.
Well, right. You'll want a happy medium. You want someone who doesn't throw the radio and is fast and friendly and all the above. Right.
Everybody wants Spencer Rivkin. That's what they want.
Is he the hot commodity now?
Very good.
He is very good.
He's like the poster boy for modern day RC. I'm biased, obviously. So.
Right. Is he a hobby wing driver? Is that why you're? Yeah. Yeah. Good. Anyway, Derek, it seems that you are the one who thinks that the current status quo is okay. So go on.
Sorry, I'm looking up something real quick. I'm getting something ready for the watch video. The times have changed. And if you're going to do something, you're going to have to probably create a customer. And that's one way to get customers. Just like you said, you should sponsor your fastest hobby shop driver, or this person should give money this. Manufacturers have to go direct more often than not now. One, because there's only one distributor now, or two and a half, 3.
Right. Yeah.
But they've eaten all the companies up too. So, the Pac-Man effect of one company owning probably 80% of the brands at this point.
Yeah, it's a huge problem.
It's a huge problem. So if you're starting off, you're not even going to get into distributorship because there's no room for you anymore. So you're smarter trying to
decide. Listen, I'm a manufacturer. Horizon won't give me the time of day. They also decide what is available to you when you have one. I mean, monopolies again are bad.
And Jeff is offering 20% sponsorship deals all day today.
I get emails all the time about people that want to be sponsored, and I don't know what they want from me. You want some free paint masks? Is that what you're looking for here? Yeah, we know the industry doesn't pay money very easily. This industry, with regards to sponsorship, is very tight.
You can sponsor everybody by charging them $10 and sending them a DVD.
Yeah,
charging them $10 and sending them a DVD.
Don't know that.
That's great sponsorship, right? You get a free DVD for being sponsored by paying for it.
And I guess I've sponsored hundreds of thousands of people.
How many refund requests do you get that they thought they were ordering a porno, Jeff?
Yeah. Well, a more important question is how many customers' packages have been stolen at the door because someone thought they were stealing a porno, and this poor guy now doesn't have stickers or whatever he wanted to finish his car with.
So sad.
So I was saying is if I was starting a company now, and a lot of small companies have kind of done this, they're building a brand by just basically guerrilla stealing everybody.
Brand ambassador programs, bro. They're infecting the industry.
Well, I mean, it's affected every industry. I mean, you get
the problem with the sponsor. Another problem. Well, there's lots, but another one is a timing issue because hobby shops got hit with the internet, and many hobby shops grew a presence on the internet as well. But many brick and mortars were affected by the internet, and at the same time that this direct sales happened, or similar time that the direct sales happened. So brick and mortar got hit by two ways of losing sales. Which is listen, we want brick and mortar. We really do. We can pretend we don't.
I don't know when the internet came to Canada, but it's been like 30 years.
It's been about 25 years, yeah. Which is probably about the same timeline of when we went from Bananas sponsorship to what we have now. We're 20. Whatever.
I mean, any hobby shop that complains about online sales at this point, it will go out of business because they don't know what they're doing. But
yeah, I think I prefaced that with a few points. But yeah, that's fine. It is still two major hits at once.
It was a shot to the head and a body shot simultaneously.
Yeah, like I don't want
all business owner has to adjust to both at the same time. It can be a juggling act.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Like my particular company, which is all I know the in depth, DVD sales fell off a cliff in 2008, and at the same time, RTRs with painted bodies and became a much bigger thing. So two of my big product lines took a huge hit. There's some, and then you take the in 2008 the crash of the U.S. economy. Multiple emerging things are a thing in every business.
Oh shit! Hold on, let me fix this. We're all crazy right now.
You're pushing this Mayako button thing.
Yeah, I watched a bit of this video. Whatever you're going to play is going to be hard to get any substance in a short time.
Well, so I clicked through the website and I tried to figure out what's going on here. And I felt it was like Amway for RC cars, but with less options.
It's a neat idea.
Oh,
it's a different.
Before you talk about anything,
gets mad when you say it's.
Can I set this up, please?
Please. I'm excited to hear what this is. Why we're talking about it
at all?
Because I like anything that's cool and new for RC, and I very much like that it's a clean. It looks good, but my complaint is, why is there no pictures of the car without the body on it? God damn it.
So, okay. I'm not going to address that the car's not done yet or it's a prototype or anything like that.
Okay.
It's an 8-scale buggy. I'm going to be pretty upfront saying it's going to have nothing groundbreaking.
Of course.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's Joe's next generation buggy that he was getting rid of. He went over this when he was on the show explaining how he basically is now the engineer for Mayako, and he's not JQ Racing. He's a media company, but he's still affiliated, blah, 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 blah.
He got hired.
Yeah, whatever. He did a deal where he now can engineer and not lose money making his own company. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm not here to judge that. He was in business way longer than probably everybody expected. Good job. The buggy doesn't look bad. His last buggy was good, so I'm not judging anything on that. The idea of this is it's a new brand coming out, similar to I'm going to sound dumb because I don't remember it's Infinity that just popped out of nowhere, and they did it a different way. They just paid every good driver to win with their car. Right? Let's be real. They probably copied some design that I don't follow A-scale on road as much, but I'm guessing they didn't come out with some wacky ass car. They copied some car and paid a lot of good drivers and became a force that way.
Yeah, we're too mature in most classes for anything groundbreaking at this point.
I'm guessing Mayako didn't want to buy everybody and try to make a push by creating the car first and then doing a pull marketing. They're doing push marketing. I don't think you can screw up an A-scale buggy if you follow some of the basic guidelines. So is this buggy going to be a viable thing on a track? I say yes, pretty easily.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not really scared of that. So their program is to sell cars, and you can buy this car as if I'm not going to link it in here, but if you go on JQ Racing and watch the video, he kind of breaks it down, and I'm going to kind of do the same thing. You can buy this car for $689 US, which is probably the same price as every other brand.
Yeah.
But more to that, it can be built to your specs.
What's that?
Yeah, which was a little stupid. They're talking about, do I want to order the 1.6 or the 1.7 millimeter pistons? Give them all to me. I'll take all the pistons like every other kit gives you, or most other kits give you. I thought that was odd that you were choosing very specific setups.
Yeah, I don't think they're married to anything, but they make it seem like you're part of the process. It's a buy-in thing. I'll blame Tesla
Maybe
for
you end up getting all the pistons anyways, but you feel special because you thought you put some thought.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't think a piston is a $10 million part the thing. I'm not here to break down their fucking kit setup. Can you shut the fuck up for a second?
No, that was Charlie made a point about how it was very customizable, and I thought that
it's customizable. So
it was on point.
I have to do it, and I'm trying to click my stupid video screen and not the actual screen here. So they don't have a car yet. They have a prototype that's coming out, and their idea is to create a membership. So you have to buy into the program, which basically all you're doing is crowdfunding their prototype, if I'm going to be honest, right? You're going to prepay.
What I was going to ask is, like, what is that? Like, you pay that fee. That's to get access to have it?
Yeah, you'll get 71 versions, not 72. So the car is $689. I'm going to break this down, and Joe did a spreadsheet. Took 2 seconds to explain it. When you do the membership, you go here. You're going to get sent the prototype buggy. You have to pay $420 to be a member, which sounds dumb, I'll admit. But if you're going to buy into a brand and be what'd you call it, Charlie? What kind of
brand ambassador?
Brand ambassador, or the captive driver, or contracted driver, or whatever like that. So $420. That $420 gives you 50% off the buggy. So it's now $389. So realistically, when you do $389 and $420, it's pretty close to the same price as the buggy.
Yeah, but is this a $200 vase on sale for $100, and now all of a sudden everyone's buying it when it was really just a $100 vase? Is this a Hot Bodies D8 that should be $389, and they're like, sell it for $700 and give them a $400 discount, and everyone will flock?
Whatever markets your boat or floats your boat. Kyosho's what, $999?
Right, but don't let's not compare like the Taiwanese type cars to the Japanese ones. There's always been a big gap in the Mugen and Infernos compared to the Hot Bodies.
All right. Well, the D8 won the world's at $389.
Do you not remember walking up to Chris Moore after 08 and saying, "What are you going to do?" And a $300 car just beat your $800 car, and he laughed it off, as he should have. There's always been a gap between the Japanese cars and the.
In the end, what it proves to you is that as long as it's somewhat of a good A-scale buggy, you have a chance to win. So
yeah.
What I like about this is it's like Apple Care, or it's like DJI Care for your, like, you're paying a fee to get service.
Well, get service over and above.
Yeah, like you're getting feedback, you're getting access to the team, you're getting access to the engineers. They make it come off that you have access to people who know what they're talking about, that actually do
join a community.
Now, let's not kid ourselves. You have access to people that know what they're talking about, and with every brand. Adam Drake makes a video every 2 days, and
sure,
so does Mayfield.
But you got to find that. This,
okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying that there's no shortage of data.
Say, I want to know what pistons and what shock position I should use. That's what you're paying for here. It's like someone will tell you what to do, and your car.
I'll still argue that any brand will tell you that, but that's fine.
I agree, but it's you email the customer service guy versus you email the dude you paid $400 to. The service.
This is years ago, but I remember in early 2000s I was at, it was either the pre-Worlds or the Worlds in Ohio for, I don't know, it must have been touring car or something. And the Serpent guys were the fast guys at the time, and all of their drivers had all of their setups hanging in the pits. You could walk into their pits and see their setup, and as they changed them, they were updating.
This isn't a setup sheet anymore. Canada is so negative. I thought Canada was a happy fucking place.
How am I negative? We're talking about freaking sponsorship. I don't agree with this.
This isn't a sponsor. This is joining a club. So
you're paying to be in the Cool Kid Club. You're essentially
you got sucked into the marketing too. Then I know JQ got mad when we said it's the same, but it's a similar program.
Listen, shut up. I'm going to mute you in a second.
Go ahead, mute me.
Bad dog. So $420 plus $389 is $809. Right? That's what you're going to pay for a membership and a car, and you get a free shirt or something like that. Whatever. You minus $689, which is whatever you want to claim is the cost of the car. That's what they're charging for. It's $120 for the membership if you want a membership and a car. The membership then gives you 20% off parts. Exclusive shit. You get a cool wing that nobody else can have unless you remember a great wing. You get pre-release stuff, and you get to be a part of the development by going and entering your data to try to help people in tracks across the world. Jeff won't be a member. That's fine.
No, listen.
What it does is it also
item number 7, other benefits coming.
Yeah. So I just hit some buttons. So you also are going to get access to prototype parts to be a part of the development of any car. So if they're going to say, oh, we're going to test whatever degree hub, you can order the hub. Granted, you have to pay for it. It's not free. But at least you have this access to stuff that before you would have to wait for, and if you want to try something. If you order, obviously, if you race and order 2 kits, the next kit is $389. It's not a bad value when you talk about what you get if the car is good. And that's really what it's going to boil down to, is that if the car is good, this isn't a bad program.
But it doesn't seem to me like you're talking about the viability of this new sponsorship idea. It sounds to me like you're talking about whether the car is good enough to invest your money into. If the conversation is how is this as a sponsorship program, it's a different conversation. No?
It's not a sponsorship program. That's the difference. It's a membership. You're joining a club. It's a race club with people with the same cars.
And I'm going to tell you, the success of this car,
it's insurance on your Verizon phone. It's all the things that I pay a monthly fee for, wrapped up into something for RC cars.
But if you think that this isn't the same as a contracted buyer, once you buy your $420 membership, you don't have to stick with the brand, but you're going to. That's so. In the end, this is
nobody's saying it's not the same, but it's not a sponsorship because they're not giving you. You're paying to be a part of it. That's the end all be all. You're prepaying as a discount.
Well, I guess the real question is: are they actually going to retail the car for $699 if you don't sign up as a member? If that holds true, if that sticks as this gets rolled out, if you literally are paying $700 or $800 for the car, or you buy a $400 membership and you get the $400 off, then I tend to agree a little bit with what you're saying. But it's not going to work out that way, I don't think.
Well, this car, I mean, for this to work, they can't be in a hobby shop ever.
Yeah, well, that's the problem.
Well, but they also know, and this is what, so JQ's life, and I guess maybe they'll be basing it on that. He wasn't really in hobby shops, so it didn't matter to him.
Yeah, so that's fine. But again, are we talking?
The argument of people that say, oh, I don't need a hobby shop, everything's online. This is going to be an online-based ordering system that, hey, look, I'm for the local hobby shop too, but there's going to be brands that aren't going to be in your local hobby shop that, Jeff won't believe in, so he'll never sell anyway. They got to figure out a way to push something. Again,
that's fine. So when you word it that way, then I would agree.
Only going to work if the car is good. Because if the car comes out and sucks a bag of dicks, it doesn't matter if you're part of the bag of dick society, because you're going to give up eventually, right? Hopefully, the car in the box isn't, no setup.
It will be good because they're all the same car pretty much these days. As we've already said, in multiple classes, you now have 7, 8, or 9 different chassis and A mains at national and world levels. If that doesn't tell you that the cars are all the same, then nothing will. That used to be completely unheard of.
You can only polish a turd to a medium sheen, and then it'll smear. So this whole thing is like building up to more turd polishing, is what it sounds like, unfortunately.
But I was under the impression we were going to talk about sponsorship. I'm fine with whatever topic. It's freaking Babble. But I was under the impression
this is a different level of sponsorship.
Hey, I like your wording. Good.
Fuck your impression right in the face.
So angry, Jeff. Is this because you don't have a cheeseburger?
No, you finally called it sponsorship. I like that. I like that you called it sponsorship.
He probably hasn't eaten in an hour, and he needs to get his daily 2,000 calories in.
2,000 calories.
This is just going over the new thing. There's a new car coming out. We still don't see it. They don't have a body off. He doesn't want to show it.
Dude,
I'm bored of this freaking car right now.
The other thing is
all of the goddamn pictures, hoping for one picture with the body off and nothing. Like,
did someone pay us to do this ad for Miyako?
No, they don't. No, I had to pay them to do this. They tricked me.
They tricked you. You subscribed.
I paid $420 to talk about their car.
Hey, it's a neat idea. Listen, any new fresh ideas, it will be fun to see how it unfolds.
I'm going to tell you what's underneath the body, Jeff. It's pretty simple. It's an A-scale buggy. It's got got a couple fucking servos on the side, a servo in the front, and an engine.
The engine is centered
a happy face and a fleshlight stuck in there for fun. I don't know, but they all look the same, as you said.
Until I got this email today, I didn't even know that people race nitro anymore. I thought the whole world raced brushless electric. So.
Yeah, well, the only people that are using nitro are racers. I think we've for the most part established. You don't get a lot of bashers running nitro anymore, so it's almost exclusively a racing market.
The neighbors complain. They hate it.
Well, it's just it's not as good. It's like anything. Why would you bash for something slower?
Would you rather?
You can obviously see the car has some arms, removable inserts to you can change the.
Are you still talking about the freaking car and the features?
You said you wanted to see with the body off.
I never said that once. The car looks awesome, but I'm over the car. I thought we were talking about the program.
It doesn't look like that truck thing that we looked at last week. Did you see that thing, Jeff?
No, what was it?
My God, dude. They took a boat and they put suspension on it. What the fuck?
From a company that's known for terrible bodies, I think they had a board meeting and they said, can we make one worse than we've done in the past?
Dude, double down. I don't want to talk about it again. I feel like
the problem is that that'll work. Because bodies are a huge thing. I mean, James, a buddy of mine, made a joke in the comments earlier about lightweight paint. That's actually a real thing too. I've done articles where I painted a body an ounce later.
But rocks in the bed of that thing.
Well, the shape of a body, aerodynamics is a big thing in this industry. We know this. And if you can make a truggy into a buggy, that's going to be an advantage. Maybe not for 99% of the people driving it, but that body will unfortunately be an advantage.
Jeff, welcome to last week. We already talked about this for a freaking hour, so I don't really want to hear your tugboat. We already call it tugboat, a truggy,
I just have to keep talking
buggy, or whatever the hell it's called.
I never talk to you about anything.
You don't have to pay to be sponsored and have an ugly body. You just have to buy a new body.
It is a terrible body. It is a. If they just made the front window one piece, maybe it still would have been terrible. But no, I agree, Charlie.
Tony painted his in his paint scheme, and it looked less like a boat because he didn't paint the wood deck.
Yeah, James, it's real.
Didn't paint the wood deck on it.
Listen, I want to address this. I want to address this quick with James. Not that I want to take the show over for one guy, but I did an article which I thought was great. I painted 2 8th scale bodies. Now they're bigger bodies, but I got one to be just over an ounce lighter, which sounds silly, but I took a picture of all the titanium and aluminum parts or carbon parts you would have had to buy to save that same ounce and a quarter. And not only that, we all know that CG, the reason everyone lowers everything half a millimeter every time they have a new release, CG is everything. One of the highest points of the car is the body. If you can save an ounce or more on the body, that's a huge advantage, not just from money from having to buy less lightweight parts, but it's exactly where you want to lose the mass. So yeah, that is a real thing, James.
It was one of the things that kind of made short course trucks stupid and awesome at the same time, because we drive our short course trucks without the body on them, and it was a different vehicle.
Now that was big, but that was also because of the parachute effect over the jumps. But yeah, that's right. That huge mass up high, it was right.
Keep it close. Keep close to your mic there, sir.
Shit. We've been working on my audio for every episode, folks. I'm sorry.
You could have the best.
I saw you got a new microphone.
I talk too loud and too quiet, and I can't hold still. I apologize for crap audio. Derek's been coaching me on weekdays.
I think you got to pick it up like we're on a radio show, or I'm going to start handing the mic over to you. This one's for Charlie.
I know Derek's coaching too. That means he was yelling at you.
I think I'm just going to do this from now on. I'll be able to whisper real quietly.
I think you need a foam chunk on it then. Some foam insert.
Foam chunk.
I'm sorry.
Open sound.
Because I'm an announcer, we always get to hold the mic and like touch it to our faces. This whole podcasting thing is.
Just hold it. You can hold it. I'm going to hold it with you. That's where we are now.
This is all going south real quick.
This whole show starts and finishes that way.
Look what you did, Jeff. Last week,
that's why I only come on every 3 or 4 weeks now.
Dirty ass Jeff.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I can't like these.
Tell us some more features on the Miyako.
Buy a membership, call an engineer to fix the audio. Oh, we should do that. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I know a guy.
You can fix a speaker, but not a mic.
Not on camera the whole time. There's a whole position for audio balancing.
All right, let's go back to.
All right, what are we talking about now? I've never been so bored about a vehicle. So.
Trucks and buggies without bodies, sponsorships. So hobby ship sponsorships are a win because the hobby ship gets to find shop gets to find local people that can tell people to come to the hobby shop, teach them how to race, cover the basics. They're fast, they're friendly. Fast and friendly is a good combination. Maybe they're not the winningest because of whatever, but they can introduce people to the sport, teach them how to not suck, set camber, cover the basics, stuff like that, where they'll give you the code, teach you how to speak nerd, if you will. Like those are valuable people in the industry.
A big part of sponsorship, and we have to remember this. Like we're all veterans. We've been doing this for a while. I despise sponsorship. I don't want to be sponsored by anyone. But I remember when I was younger and I wanted to. Well, just listen. It's a hassle. We've all gotten free shit. It's a hassle to get free shit.
I don't want free stuff. Be paid.
No. Well, anyways, we won't. It's fine.
First of all, you can't
I'm
get
less excited than I used to be, but I get it. People are excited to be sponsored. So that's another thing, whether it's local or whatnot, just to be part of a team. People enjoy that.
Right. The camaraderie and the ability to say that you provided feedback and say, we gave them this information about the car. It got better because of us. Like there's some reward for that in sponsorship, but it's a
there's something to be said about everyone wearing an orange suit with Charlie at the track. It's you feel part of it. I love that orange suit, by the way, back in the day. You feel like something, so it's good. I'm not poo-pooing on everything, although I like to.
Does your hobby shop sponsor people, Jeff?
No, I was thinking about that as I'm doing my diatribe. We've done small teams.
I've been waiting to ask this fucking question forever.
Yeah, well, okay.
I wouldn't sponsor anybody either, but I would make sure that the people that worked in my hobby shop could race and knew what they were doing.
Well, and we have that.
You don't have to sponsor anybody.
Well, that's a good point. We have lots of fast drivers and lots of highly skilled hobbyists at the hobby shop.
If you work in a hobby shop, send me an email, charlie@hobbywing.com. I'll hook you up, dog.
Are you talking to me or the
thousands of listeners that we have? There's probably at least 3 or 4 of them that work in a hobby shop.
What if we have a million orders right now?
Hobbywing.com. If you work in a hobby shop and I know how it is to work in a hobby shop. You need to try some stuff out and tell people how awesome it is. I've been there. Like, I'll hook you up, dog.
Yeah. Right. Don't take this the wrong way, everybody that's going to order that. I don't have anything from you, fucker.
Charlie has hooked me up with a lot back in the days. Charlie's always taking good care of me.
That's right.
We got you, dog.
I never got an
email. I got meetings every Thursday with the owner. We're good.
All right. Send you a 6-pack for that meeting.
It works even better.
I know.
Is James talking about his rim stickers?
Rim stickers.
I made some rim stickers of my buddy. It was funny.
Rick Vessel says I'm the hookup king. I'm not sure about that. Rick Vessel
likes to make out.
If you guys ever send something in to service for Horizon Tower, all that, you put in a little, hey, how you doing, Rick Vessel, and you might get your stuff processed a little bit quicker. I'm just saying, he's one of them secret dudes behind the scenes like me that makes the magic happen.
All right.
And he races mini motos and drives a square vehicle. He has it's not as cool as my car, but it's not bad.
So Jeff just ruined his whole diatribe about hobby shop sponsorship by proving his hobby shop doesn't.
I didn't ruin anything. I can explain.
Ruined. It's totally fucked up.
No, listen. You know Tom as well. He has a very successful hobby shop. So I don't want to say that we don't need a team, but yeah, we as Charlie said, we have a lot of skilled employees who are quite predominant in the local industry. So it's less important for hobby as a shop to run a team, but we have run teams in the past, and we probably should again in the future. It doesn't change anything about my points.
A little bit, but I won't point out that I did already.
But yeah, went away.
Poking the bear.
What would you? So let's say you owned a company. Who would you sponsor? What would be your requirement for a sponsored person?
Like if I had a
pretend that you actually would send out something, like not in 4 years and took 10
I would do exactly what's happening now, because you have to now. But that again, I already analogized that. Who was that yellow shirt guy who threatened to sue everyone because he was riding bikes not on steroids, and it turned out he was. And then his point was, but everyone's on him, we have to. That's a lot of industries are like that. A lot of things are everyone's fucking up. One guy fucked up, so now everyone has to fuck up. It's a good analogy. So if I were to run a company now, of course I would listen. You're gonna sign a contract to buy only my shit, and I'm gonna give you a discount that still makes me a huge profit. Yeah, of course I would, but I don't like it.
It's free money. These brand ambassador programs,
and this is sort of the point. It has to be done now, and that's the problem. It has to be done now. Horizon, being as powerful as they are, may step in. And again, monopolies are a problem eventually. This might be a good part, but they might step in and say to everyone, you're not allowed to do that anymore. because Horizon very much needs brick and mortar to continue their success.
Isn't MAP pricing, minimum advertised pricing? They're how do you feel about that, Jeff?
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a great thing, actually.
It's much like retail pricing, right? It's like retail pricing at a discount. I like it a lot. You can't buy
but there's many reasons.
Apple phone for less than $10,000 because Apple says that's how much it costs. That's
not true. That's not true.
But MAP hurts some, but benefits most. I'd say if you're the thing is now everyone has to sell at MAP. You got to sell at MAP. And MAP is a relatively low margin compared to what shops would like to sell it for. So a big shop can sell at MAP all day long and do well. Smaller shops are almost forced to sell at MAP because the guy down the street is and the internet is. So it can hurt them more. But overall, I think MAP's a good idea because you don't want guys running at a 5% markup. It ruins everything.
It turns it into a quantity over.
And then you only have the A mains and the direct sales to Horizon and all that. You don't want that. Again, this is all the same conversation. You can pretend that you don't need your brick and mortar, but you do.
MAP pricing is like sponsorship for hobby shops.
No, but anyway, MAP was a good thing to bring up because that's something I don't know if Horizon themselves. I'm sure that's something that's in the world, but Horizon definitely is very aggressive at making sure that if you put something under MAP on your website, they will call you.
Well, you know what,
tell you to take it down, and if you get a certain number of strikes, they won't sell to you for like a month.
The definition of MAP is a minimum advertised price.
No, right. I understand, and I know what you're going to say.
So you can still sell it for less. You just can't put an ad out there.
Well, yeah, sort of. A-Man used to do that trick. Well, no, it is sort of. Yeah, you can come into the store and I can sell it to you for whatever I want. That's right. But A-Man used to play that trick where it would be $3.99, and when you clicked on it and when you added it to cart, it got added into the cart at $3.79. Even that they're not allowed to do anymore, apparently.
Thing that many other industries did. And I remember a local hobby shop in Orange County that had the same thing on their website. That hey, we subscribe to minimum advertised pricing. Come down to our shop for our best prices, or give us a call.
Yeah, they don't allow that anymore. That's not allowed anymore. And again, for good reason. You don't want. Listen, we used to sell DJI a while ago, years ago, and we would sell an $1,100 drone that we paid $1,050 for. You make $50 on it. And the guy always came back for you to set it up for him. So your employees are now spending half an hour. It's terrible to sell products with insanely low margins. MAP overall is a good thing. And there might be a MAP type thing instilled to stop this direct sponsorship program. I mean, let's pretend that Horizon didn't just buy Proline. Horizon could step up and say, listen, Proline, we're not going to buy any more of your tires if you keep selling direct to our guys with your fake sponsorship. Yeah, you can give all the team, like whatever. Well, you'd have to establish some sort of a structure on what's okay. And I know that that's a slippery slope and a thin line. But anyway, there is a scenario where the industry powers could come in and clamp this. They wouldn't be able to stop you from doing it. But if you want to be in my distributor,
there's an uprising from America and their free market and all the people in Texas.
Yeah.
Arm themselves.
I get that. Free market is everything.
Hey, Horizon, you can't do this to us.
Yeah.
But
a whole bunch of your country isn't free market. I know everyone pretends that that's the only way, but you need free market with regulation. Believe me. And most of your stuff is actually done that way.
I'm letting you use my microphone so we can hear you. You're going too far away. Hey, first of all, I'm going to talk about your MAP and not advertise. You can do $30 off your purchase of $200, and it's the same shit. So there's always a way around something to make everything cheaper. So let's not pretend.
Sorry, say that again. Say what you said, because I don't think that would work either.
Spend more than $200, get 30% off, $30 off your order. It's off your order. It's not off the product.
Yeah, and there's free. Anyways, they're cracking down on a lot of that stuff. One of our main promotions we would do at I'll call Boxing Day, but you guys won't know what that is. Like Black Friday would be based on what you purchased. You would get a gift card. So if you spent $200, you'd get a $20 gift card. If you spent $300, you get a $30 gift card. We can't do that anymore. Horizon won't allow that. They really are cracking down on cheating the system because they want people to stick to it. And again, overall, I think it's a good thing. It's given lower prices to the consumer, and it's given a stable, reasonable margin for the hobby shops. It's one of those potentially win-wins. Again, unless you're a small shop and you can't do the volume.
I'm going to address radioactive guys here. I can't pay shipping because it cost me like $90 to ship the fucking hat to Jeff. So
nice hat.
I'm not Not happening. Yeah, he doesn't even have it in the background anymore.
Right here.
Yeah.
I almost wore it. It was your birthday a couple weeks ago, so I actually almost wore it for you. Here, look.
All right.
Ka-chow.
Look thinner.
Yeah, see, there you go.
It's a weight
They look
reduction.
fatter.
I was going for the fat look.
What kind of ski cap is that there, Canada?
Oh, are we going to make fun? Is this company out of business? Element?
Yeah, it's
Probably.
it's a
Isn't that
thrift
Dan,
store.
Dan Margera or Bam Margera's?
It's Dan Margera.
Bam Margera, he's fat now too.
Isn't it Element? Isn't that what that is?
I think so.
I can't do a kickflip. I have no idea.
That's a snowboard. So Jeff wouldn't sponsor anybody. He doesn't want.
No, I think I already made it clear. I would follow the exact program that the industry has right now, but I wouldn't like it. And I would take steroids I would be doping if I was a really fast bicycle rider at that level as well, apparently. Because everyone does it.
Because it's fair.
Yeah.
What am I? Well, my hat radioactive? All right, we'll talk.
I mean, all of the brands do have these contracted customer discount sponsorship programs because it's part of the deal, and they get inundated with requests, so there's nothing they can do about it, so to speak. That's too close? No, I'm too close.
No, I hear you're no. That's better. I was just making funny. Now I can hear you. Cleaned out my ears.
But
Yeah, and they accept everyone, and they'd be silly not to.
But there is a minimum requirement. Like you have to
I
at
don't
least
know
be
about
able to write incomplete sentences. And
Oh yeah, okay. Because there's definitely no requirements on the track. I know all sorts of e-main drivers at a local level who are sponsored, and it's okay. I mean, it's good for them. That's awesome. I don't get it.
Hey, you guys have an e-main at your track?
No, I made that up. But whatever.
All right.
Not
It
performing
makes-
as
it
well as
makes
you
me
might
sad
expect
that
at a
it wasn't-
local level.
It was a couple years back that somebody did that article that they made a fake whatever, and they got sponsored
Yeah.
by 3 or 4 companies with somebody who didn't.
Was that real?
I call him Wheels. Mike Garrison did it, and I love Mike Garrison because he's awesome. But he got sponsored with a completely made up thing by a handful of companies and didn't call out any companies, but just said this is what we're dealing with right now. So that hasn't changed.
If a guy called me and said, "Listen, I want to be sponsored by Triple X Main. I want a 20% discount, and I'll only buy your stickers for the rest of my life," and tell everyone, "Yeah, I'll give you a 20% discount."
All right, just said you have a sponsorship opportunity right now.
No, again, it doesn't work for my business, but it still doesn't change any of the fact that it's not a good idea overall.
He doesn't even make 20%.
I got a good sponsorship idea for Velocity.
No, I do.
right now. You're gonna pay $10 for the membership, and then I'll sponsor you free magazines for the rest of the year.
Dude,
Really?
and you get to read articles from me.
Yeah, it's coming.
So
So
good.
totally worth that premium. And then also, we're gonna start a YouTube. You pay YouTube to watch us, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And
I
then
don't get that.
for they have premium stuff. You could put stickers and you're cool or whatever.
Can we get him to pay us
No,
to
what's
drink?
that one you
like
said?
our-
Where, like some guy could just join or something? Like the
If they pay
conversation?
$1, we drink. Can we do something like that?
I never thought of that one. That might get in there.
Yeah.
How wasted could we get in the span of 30 minutes? That could
Shit,
be
I
a
should have
good.
consulted with Charlie
that could
before
be
this.
pretty good, dude.
Yeah. Well, ask
I-
Derek about our bill that time in Chicago with Wes.
The sponsorship thing for YouTube for members is like $3.99. Your comment will be up for 15 seconds, so you can post whatever you want, dumb, whatever.
You're
Some
really
other
saying this, dude.
in order for you to be on there, it was $100, and you can come on the show with us for 15 minutes.
Oh,
Why would anyone want to do that?
Yeah, I don't know,
Can
but
I
hey,
give
if
you
you want to
$100
pay $100,
ever
you're
on the
on.
show
So,
again?
dude, there
Huh?
are people out there who have never been on the internet before.
yeah,
Like,
I'm looking for that guy. I'm looking for at least 100 of those guys a week. Because we'll do the show every day.
If you've never been on the internet, this is the safest place to be because maybe
There's
only
nothing safe
20
about this
people are going to
place.
see you.
It's
So
better than.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's safe. Yeah.
I'm gonna start an OnlyFans,
Whoever it is alive.
I'm gonna start OnlyFans where you see my nipples.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah,
They'll pay not to see that.
I've seen them. They're not special.
Yeah, they're good. They're small.
No, they're fine. They're okay. It's fine.
Stretch will pay to be on the show. He's in.
See, look, there we go. And then $10, whatever. I don't even know what that means. For $10, we send you stickers, which means Jeff would have to make some. So
I sent you stickers.
I know, but
I
I
haven't
don't.
sent Peter his yet. Peter's probably really mad at me. That's probably why he wanted to show with me.
It's protesting.
How much does the hat cost?
$30 with all the back issues shipped.
You get the hat and the issues.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty. I'm not even. We didn't set this up ahead of time, but that's a pretty good sales pitch, if I do say so myself. Just saying.
Marketing.
Yeah. There's like 12,000 stitches in this fucker. I've gone over before.
You and the frickin' stitches.
Yeah, it broke the guy's machine. It cost him $800 to make my hats for $300. So it was a good deal for me.
That happens to me when I sell my. Did I say that? When I sell my glue to one part in Canada, in Alberta, I sell the glue for $6, and I charge like $6 shipping because shipping's expensive in Canada or into the US. All that crap. Anyways, it cost me $14 and change to send it to one place in Canada, and I do it. I'd be cheaper to mail the guy a $5 bill than to actually send him his order. I'd be cheaper to mail the guy a $5 bill and say I've canceled your glue order than I ship it just for customer relations. But
is it because in Canada, like you have to have Mounties deliver your mail?
Well, we have imagine
Penguins.
California-like population in a country the size of Canada. We're spread out. Our cities are dense, but
size of Canada. Good comparison, Stu.
You said it. You're dense.
No, California, we have about the same population as California, but we are a bigger country than all of the U.S.
The size of.
I like how that's the brag of Canada. We got more land.
It's a freaking fact. I was making a point, and that was part of the point.
Just FYI, doesn't matter what it is.
You Americans are hilarious, man.
We are. Especially compared to stupid Canadians.
Yeah, you're COVID-infected shit country.
Charlie wins this one, this exchange.
Yeah, see, it's cost him $14 to ship some glue, to his own
into one area. In just one area, I can make money. I make lots of money on glue. Don't worry.
It's $70 to ship my hat. It doesn't seem like a bad deal.
Peter called me. Peter texted me, many weeks ago to get him a toy that he's a toy collector. We know that, and that was released in Canada earlier than the U.S. or something like that. And then when we talked shipping, it was unreasonable. He had to ship something to Canada. Anyway, whatever it was, shipping is unreasonable at times.
Cheap for you to drive to the border and ship it out of the U.S.
Yeah. Well, I'll come to America now.
What coast of Canada are you on?
Middle.
Oh,
middle coast. Part. I'm right above the Great Lakes.
It's the worst part.
I got lots of water.
That's the
when
worst
the world's coming to an end, you're going to come live with me, Charlie.
That's where all the good dirt is. It's the most fertile. My brother says that same stuff. I grew up in Illinois. That's right. Yeah. It's the worst.
Yeah, all my vegetables come from Canada.
Yeah.
Well, all your vegetables come from Mexico, I'm sure.
No, they come from California. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys grow shit there. Yeah.
The middle is like the chode of North America. The weather is so bad that in the summer people die of heat stroke, and in the winter they freeze to death. Like.
Yeah.
It's Toronto.
Yeah.
It's chode.
Yep. This show's gone off the rails.
Yeah, what just happened? I just said chode. This is your cue to wrap it up, boss.
Yeah, dude.
I'm trying to. I'm looking if anybody had some witty comment, but comments were pretty tame.
Does everyone like my that was my first car, the Striker? Where's my finger? Striker first car, the big wig.
First show.
Big wig, my second car, and then the Optima Mid. Well, listen, there'll be some vintage lovers that get it a little bit.
Dude, next time I'll bring my Fox. I have a brand new, fresh built Tamiya Fox that has
a re-release or an original?
No, original one that I got from a estate.
Yeah, you do. Good.
Jeff, this is some Canadian trivia for you.
Oscar Peterson from Canada, best jazz pianist of all time. Pianist. Yeah, I know what a pianist is. Derek is a pianist.
Jeff's
someone who plays the piano is a pianist.
Directly in the gutter.
Oh shit! I got to leave a comment up there. I forgot.
This is one of my conservative friends. I have many, but yes, we are a very liberal country.
You have no.
We are a very.
Not anymore. You guys are turning into like the weird Trump Canadians.
Well, we mean because of our
COVID infection.
We're not doing as well as we were right now. No, that's true. We started.
I used to love the bragging. It's so funny.
Well, no, listen. Per capita, you're still killing over twice as many people as we are. So we're still doing better than you. But I'm not comparing myself to your country. If we compare ourselves to real developed countries,
people good or bad? Because I'm a big fan of like less people. So if we're winning on killing more people, then fucking America.
I don't know what just happened here.
Weak ass immune system.
We just lost our monetization of this show for hate crimes.
Hate crimes against COVID believers.
I don't know. We've been on for 59
Who's that? Radioactive is saying what? We are not what?
Why does he keep leaning?
Oh, he's saying they're not liberal?
Yeah, you don't have to do that. You can just talk.
Yeah, he's from Alberta then. He's the guy that cost me a fortune on glue, I think.
So let's just recap. James is summing things up for us with our WordPress site. Hey, our magazine.
Oh, James. Cheers. Oh,
all right, he can pay $100 to come on.
Yeah.
No, I'll put in 50 on James to be on the show. I got you covered, dog. Sponsor.
Our website's WordPress.
James is quite fast as well as a driver. A local fast guy, anyways.
I don't know why you're not going WordPress so much. That's what our website is too.
Every website is WordPress now.
Yeah. This is what we'll give us some insight of when everybody's dropping off because it's boring shit. But when we started the magazine, it was, do we pay someone $12,000 to make a website that's out of date when they release it, or do we pay $56 for a template that can be updated every second? No,
I remember because I made a few calls to web developers when we were talking about that. Yeah.
Matt, who invented WordPress? That bitch is rich.
It's an open source, is it not? I think it's all open source.
Hey, Cherokee, we go from...
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, thank you. That's because the show is stupid. That's why.
Yeah, and you're stupid. Who's stupider, the show or everybody that's been here for an hour?
I blame Jeff.
Yeah.
This shit doesn't happen when Jeff's not here, dude. We stay on point. Jeff, you ruined it. I've been on the show enough times to know this is clearly Jeff's fault. I've
ruined every show that I've been on. Yeah, sorry, Radioactive. I didn't mean to stereotype, but it is funny that you were from Alberta. Yeah.
So fat, ruining the show.
It's Canadian racism hate going on here.
Hey,
if you haven't done so,
diabetes.
Subscribe to the magazine.
No,
if you want to buy a hat,
$30. Do I do? Shit.
I gotta mute this guy. I'm gonna mute him. Hold on. Shut up.
What the fuck did I do?
I'm trying to wrap up the show here. I need you to shut up. You can buy this hat. It's $30 shipped US. Canada, I don't know what that it costs. Too much to ship to you guys. So if you want to pay for shipping, whatever, you can send me a email. The link is in the description where it's going to show on the. I don't even know if it shows up in comments on YouTube. To be honest with you, I think the live comments are erased. So
no, they show up a couple days later. You got to wait a couple days, and
but you have to watch. You have to watch the side. It's not the comments. But there's two different things. But
yeah, that's right.
You can buy the hat. You can buy the magazine's $10 for the stupid year. We make a few of them. I can't even promise you how many. It takes longer than it should. And then we do not have a fedora yet, but for gentlemen racers, we'll work on the fedora. It's not a bad one. We do have a.
I don't think we've done anything in 20 minutes on this show.
20 minutes. I think it's been an hour and 2 minutes.
I don't think we've done anything in an hour and 2 minutes on this show.
This has been the most productive nothing ever of my life.
It's called, I don't know if anybody knows, but this is called RC Babble. This is what we do. How did we get here? Who the fuck knows? But
I know how I got here because your stupid text at 2 a.m. I should have ignored 8 months ago or a year ago. We said, hey, we should do a web show or something stupid, whatever you said.
Yeah, because you were at home hiding in your basement, so I had to do something. Imagine if you didn't come on the show, you would have been even fatter.
Hey, yeah, that's true. That's probably true. You know what I'm working on?
Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you're working on.
I got a cool fucking project I'm working on.
Oh God!
You can tell us next week.
Hey, I could use some hobby wing electronics.
Listen, is this for everybody? Because I was just going to push in, and you can tell me what you're working on.
No, you're gonna.
Everybody leave. Just everybody leave.
Yeah, everyone leave. You're gonna buy the article off me. I'm doing an RC lawnmower. It's gonna be awesome.
That's been done fucking 20 years ago.
I'm not looking for an original idea. I'm building a freaking RC lawnmower for myself. I cut my grass.
Made that shit already.
I don't care if someone's done it. It's like if one of you tells me that you're building an RC10, someone's built one before. I don't care. I want an RC lawnmower so I can
see. I told everybody they should have left. Is it gas?
No, it's not gas.
My brother had an electric lawnmower. It sucked.
No, I have an electric
lawnmower. It's going to be sucky.
It's Canadian grass. It's weak and thin.
Yeah.
I'm pushing in. I'm sorry everybody had to witness this shit. So
I'm glad
the shit show returns next week.
I will not be here next week.
Happy